and see untruths in truth. Never arrive at truth, but follow vain desires. They who know truth in truth and untruth in untruth arrive at truth and follow true desires.
Yeah, true desire spoken, brought to life is not the same as chasing gold that cycles old as Midas. Vision tainted by the thirst of fortune. Boosted endorphins temporary. Once they halt, you go back to distortion. Then the wicked thoughts erupt in droves, blocking the conscious stigmas of the frontal lobe. And each and every day is another test. The only question is, will I get an A or get an F? A fool's ignorance can tarnish legions. Furthermore, a fragile mind is second nature once you pledge allegiance. And even the righteous see in the darkest days, we equal. I felt the shame, but the pain is the outcome of evil.
He who has cleansed himself from sin is well grounded in all virtues and endowed also with temperance and truth.
Teachings of moderation and abstinence from idle causes, rightfully cautious of the hand that bears down against the vital solace. Nowadays we live fast, slow it down. Dharma, the loss of nature, now let me expound. Suffering through the guidelines to obtain nirvana. Elimination, the greed and hatred is another saga. A fool follows after vanity, lust and love. Evildoers felt the wrath that fits them like a glove. Talk to him.
He who disregards also temperance and truth is unworthy, but he who has cleansed himself from sin is well grounded in all virtues and endowed also with temperance and truth.
True form, Dharma. Yeah. The thirst of pleasure is self-destruction personified. A wise man doesn't mingle with those who not aligned. Dhammapada verses spoken, second entry. Inspiration from the professor, my role is assembly. In this world, a dishonest man can't be respected. The righteous conscious, the text, it get met with harsh rejection. They read the lesson, then they start to learn. This walk of life is why I'm writing open sight to whom it may concern. Yeah, 26 chapters of the moral precepts. Philosophy, no hypocrisy, verses we should present. Ancient text defined in present time, no lost in substance. The facts remain the same as social justice and abundance. Yeah, that's real. Number 2 for the collection. Inspired by the Dhammapada. Ride out. Ride out. Ride out.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome everybody. I'm back. Try to try this again, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all for sliding through. See all my people here in the building. John Q, my brother in the building. Crucial K, Chloe, MC. My brother Watt Jizzle is in the building. Nikki New is in the building. Dar Jackson. Salute to Dar for being in the building. The Lioness is in the building. Yeah. Appreciate y'all for coming, man. Got a lot to talk about. Man. It's a lot been going on in the world. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, you might have missed it. A lot, man. We got the situation with Kyrie, situation with Kanye, and now they done locked my brother away, man. 7 years, man. 7 years. This world, from what I've been researching and what I already know, this is expected. For my spiritual people. Revelations. That says a lot to me and what I can expect in this world, you know? And then we know who's the ruler of the world. But it was some things that I was reading up on as well that kind of threw me for a loop, but at the same time, can't question it. Some people may disagree. But this live is for y'all like always, so the topic tonight is the system. And we're going to get into it deep. Try not to hold you too long. But this world, man, this world is... I first and foremost, let me just say this. I'm grateful to have life, health, strength, regardless of the daily struggles that, you know, we may face. You always got to look at it as somebody might have it worse than you. And there is plenty of people. Plenty of people. Shout out to Miss Harris is in the building. Welcome, Miss Harris. Thank you for coming in. But we gonna hit a song. I want to just play this for my dog, man. And we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Y'all know y'all welcome to come up. Yeah. It's a lot on my mind right now, man. It's a lot on my mind. I just felt like my purpose, I ain't doing it because of frustration set in. So let's get to it.
And new tonight, an armed militia marches outside the suspect's home.
Well protected, well protected.
You don't win wars by marching and protesting. You win wars by fighting back.
Yeah, I love y'all.
This is the part where I get to say I told you so. When everybody else said, you know, we were crazy, we was over the top, that we was making stuff up, but a lot of people don't realize that also was the moment that galvanized the start of our movement. It was from Brunswick that the NFAC blew up, and then the next time you saw us was at Stone Mountain. A lot of people act like we popped up at Stone Mountain and we was in Brunswick first. I'm up in the building. It was the Brunswick issue first.
Some of these people be talking, and they ain't really about that action. We faced with a whole bunch of problems, while the blacks wanna add on baggage. It get cold in the world, motherfucker better get your jacket. If I happen to pull out my ratchet, better hope a motherfucker no magic. Body just wrapped in plastic, body just placed in caskets. If you black, then your life just has it. Why the fuck our life ain't tragic? GMJ taught a nigga not to be so passive, so I won't be a weak little bastard. And the truth, I'ma seek that faster. No fucking around, we have just entered the chapter. We've been lost, not found. Now we got a little bit of backup, cause we coming with numbers and my people starting to stack up. You don't wanna see a nigga act up. AJ, tell them where we at, bro. After the rain, we gotta change. We cannot do it the same. Gotta say his name, GMJ. You gon' win this race. It'll be a whole brand new day. Goddamn it, we gon' win this case. Give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, 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 GMJ. We gon' give a
robbing. We will not let you stop it. Let's go. The ball done dropped, nigga, call them cops. I told you that we call them mops. It's about that time, stop that line, and we don't really need no clock.
Locked down, under pressure, with the mask on.
But we back now or never. Motherfuckers better get their ass on. Ain't no sad song, and we won't leave the past alone. Cause the past that made it strong. Cause the mind never made it home. And they wouldn't leave George alone. Don't be playing me wrong, cause I keep me a chrome. Better move it along. I don't mind at all if you want to brawl. I can make a call to my big dog. I'm telling you, dog, this ain't shit talk. When I cross the line, you get picked off. See the man in black, it ain't shit soft. Put the man on mute, but man, we gon' fix y'all. Thought that we would stop, but man, we got pissed off. Days got changed, it's time that we lift off. Low 25 the day that we win, y'all. We don't give a damn about your agenda. We know you got troops, so go ahead and send them. After the rain, we gotta change. We cannot do it the same. Better say his name, GMJ. But you gon' win this race. It'll be a whole brand new day. Goddamn it, we gon' win this case. Give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, 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 GMJ. We don't give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, GMJ. This the way we rockin'. Bitches only poppin'. We will not let you stop it. Let's go.
They did what they did to him because they thought they could get away with it because they actually believed. They believe. So when you tell somebody you're racist, you're not just accusing them of something that this is a person who holds a certain frame of mind. They believe they're right. People need to understand that, and this is my approach to systemic racism. That's why it's called systemic. It means that there's a system. It's not just one or two people. Yeah, you got those three people, they got locked up. Okay, fine. But there's a system. In other words, look at the system that had to work for this not to be heard. This was not the first African-American male or female that has been shot, killed because of some racial misperception. We know that. And the rest is history.
Yes, look at the system. Look at the system. Salute the GMJ, man. Hold your head, my brother. You know, they filed an appeal, which they shouldn't have to do in the first place, because he shouldn't be behind them doors, behind them walls, period. Man don't have a record. He don't have a record. You gonna give him 7 years for something that you couldn't, or something that you didn't have proof that he had ill will intentions? It's a system. That's what we're gonna talk about tonight. System. We always call the government system, because it is. It's a goddamn system. We can dig deep into the meaning of a system. What is a system? You know, it's working parts that work together. It's a mechanism. You know? Part of an interconnecting network. All parts have to actually be able to work together for the system to work. And he broke that down at the end of that song. But I want to ask a question before we even get any deeper into that. Do y'all feel like the world can be fixed? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like the world can be fixed. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't think it can be fixed. And anybody who think it can, you know, I would like to hear from you if you want to come up or give your reason. If you think it can't, feel free. The link is in the chat. Because I'm asking this question for a reason. You know, Lioness left a comment under my post on my community wall that, you know, I done heard this woman said several times from day one. Get up. Get up. Get off your ass and do something. Do something. That's easier said than done. What the fuck do you do? That's the question. And I think that the first question might give us an idea. Do you think the world can be fixed? If you think it can be fixed, how do we fix it? We know what they do to us. You see what they're doing to the brother Kyrie Irving. They try to embarrass this man, giving him 6 things that he got to do. Man, fuck you, man. Hold on, man. I apologize, in which he didn't have to. Because I could have sworn we had freedom of speech. But it's a system. Okay, I see a lot of tools. Hey, I'm with y'all. I am 100% with y'all. I'm with y'all. Dar said, so many people are set in their ways and beliefs. What's going on, Carol? Nikki New say, I've never assumed it could be, but I do assume that I am capable of helping to fix some things. So I do that and keep my sadness about the enormity of our problems under control. Think about it. Who's the ruler of the world? Who's the? I hate to call him this, but that's what it says. Who's the God of the world? Satan. Satan. If the system was able to be fixed, don't you think after all these years something would have changed by now? Something would have changed. But this system was put together so long ago. And they tighten the nuts on the bolts every goddamn day. They stay on code so that system can't be broken. And that goes to the saying black people can't be racist. It's true. We ain't got no goddamn power. How many of the people heard of the 13 families? I just found out about this last year. Ms. Harris said he reigns on earth, but he doesn't rule the love of money. What'd you say? But he doesn't rule the love of money is the ruler. Oh, I get what you're saying. That's definitely a part of it. Greed. You own to something right there, Miss Harris. You own to something right there. Another, definition, a set of principles or procedures according to which something is done, an organized framework or method. There's several different words that you can use for system, if you ask me. Technique, process, procedure. It's things that you have to do to make it work. Now with GMJ gone, which I pray to God, he won the appeal. That was a part of the system that was created. They silenced him. Now they're hoping and praying that while he's there, hopefully it's a short period of time, that everybody that was a part of the movement just disintegrate and say, fuck it, he gone. I respect those who have, faith in humanity, but I don't. I just can't. You think those people who's a part of the system is going to change today, change tomorrow? No. It's never going to change. They're going to fight to stay in control, and they're going to pass it along to their future. So what we have to start doing is putting this in our future, the youngsters. So where it starts at, it starts with us. I can't tell you what's going to happen when I leave this earth, but we do know one day the man's coming back. And that's where things start to make sense on why everything happens the way it happens. God allowed Satan to be the prince of air, the ruler of the land, just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Because when he come back, it's over for him. It's over for him. But God also said, and I'm trying not to preach, but I have to hit these points because that's what makes sense to me. He said, let every person be subject to governing authorities. So if the leader of the land is Satan, now you understand why the people in charge are so fucking evil. They ain't gonna change. They ain't never gonna change. That's just like you controlling Satan. You can't control him. The only way you can control him is believe in God. That's it. God ain't gonna let him get you. You feel me? Remember the link in the chat. If you disagree with anything I'm saying, come up and holler at me. I try to learn on a daily. You feel what I'm saying? Because I just want to figure this. I want to figure it out. I want to see or know if any ideas that come to my head, is it worth even trying? Like Nikki New said, she feel like she can fix some things. But, small things, anything that can push the world in a better direction is always good. Don't get it twisted. I'm not being Mr. Negative Nelly right now. I'm just keeping it real. Real talk. This is real life. People still living in a fantasy world. I don't. I see life for what it is. Again, salute to everybody that's fighting the good fight. My brother Port City, man, I gotta respect that dude to the utmost. Port is fighting the good fight. But it's just like Crucial said, we talking backstage about music and all the hard work we put in. It's like, man, god damn, is this shit in vain? Because there are a lot of good people in this world. We put out good music and we get overlooked. It's like the good people in the world. Like we focus on the bad that's happening. Why? Because Satan's the ruler of the land. You see how it goes right back? It's a fucking system. You got the law of the land and you got God's law. You feel what I'm saying? As a human, you can't beat either one of them. my brother YJ. He said, man, I'll just live my life, man. I ain't worried about nobody else. I understood him when he said that shit. Because it's like, you'll put forth an effort to help others. Like Lorraine said, and she's coming up here like, give me a second. Go out there. You got to go out there and do something. Fight for these people who probably ain't going to appreciate shit I do. But let me bring up my big sister, the lioness. Y'all welcome up. What's going
Peace
on?
and blessings. Peace and blessings, family.
Peace and blessings. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm all right.
Kind of messed up. Kind of messed up about this mess, huh?
Yes. It's like so much is happening right now. And it's like you take 2 steps forward and 10 steps back. Not because we're making it happen. It's like you think they say they gonna give us something. No, they ain't. They like that man with that fishing pole. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that. Well, what's going on? What's on your mind, Lionel?
Just it's the same old, looking at the same thing forever. And it's like you said, take 2 steps forward and take 10 back. We keep getting sent 10 steps back.
Yep.
And all we can do is keep taking them steps forward. But how do we stop from going back? Every time there's something positive, there's something negative that takes its place. And I don't know how. I don't have any answers either.
Yeah. Think about it. If we had answers, something would have been done by now. But the system is so strong, it's hard to defeat it. And that's why I was asking earlier, which I don't know if anybody know the answer. Do anybody know anything about the 13 families? I heard about this. I don't know how true it is. But I was thinking about the president. He don't have complete control over everything in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? He has Congress, and Congress is so divided. So whenever he, want to pass a bill, he still got to answer to them. But I was thinking, somebody controls the government besides what it is, executive branch. And that's why I brought up the 13 families. I think somebody owned this whole goddamn world. And I ain't talking about the Most High, because he's the mighty. But I'm talking about his families. I truly believe in his 13 families. What about you?
Oh, I know about them. And the banking system and everything. Devil's Island, everything got set up down there. And the secret relationships between blacks and Jews, 2 volumes of them. And believe it or not, they write down everything, for their prosperity. They write down everything. And those books contain the names of the families that own the slave ships, the plantations that they went to, and by state. So if that's a lie, then their scholars told it.
Right. So I'm glad you actually brought up the Jews. Now, with Kyrie, and we heard, and I remember live this morning, Minister Farrakhan speak.
Yes.
And they say, which I was researching, the original Jews are black. Correct?
The Hebrews, yeah, and the inheritance was stolen.
Right.
And so,
right.
Where did they get that title from? The Jew. What does that mean?
Now,
where did it come from? And the original people were black.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, from what I read, it said the original Jew women were raped, and it created, I guess, maybe this new breed. But to me, it's just like you said, it's like the system. I'm gonna just call it the system for the sake of the lie. They take over every goddamn thing. I was just taught by my BSM brothers that rock and roll came from black people.
You didn't know because they didn't teach it in the church. See, real information wasn't permitted to be released by the church. There were the new overseers. And remember before we talked about where they came from, the group of people that were on the Isle of Pilan for 600 years, where
Right.
they did the grafting of the genes so that the people became lighter and lighter. And the dark-skinned people, if they got together and had a child, that child was thrown out in the jungle for the animals to eat. And they said the angels, there was something wrong with the child and the angels took it away. So that was a system.
Right. Right.
And that was done by black people. That was a system. Jacob.
Yaku. Yeah. Oh, I read about that.
Uh-huh.
So if the system can take our language, they can take, I guess, the ethnic group from us, and then you have a black man, which we know original Jews are black, shared something on social media, and they're gonna call this man anti-Semitic. Like Minister Farrakhan said, how can I be anti-self? You know what I'm saying? And you know why they say that? Because now people look at Jews as a white race. A Jew is a goddamn Jew.
But what does it mean? Where did it come from? Kyrie didn't call himself a Jew.
Nope, he didn't. You're right. He didn't. He didn't. But at the same time,
the people that run everything are calling themselves, taking offense if you don't agree with them, if you don't posture with them, if you don't bend your knee to them. That's who they are.
and you can see where the power lies. It's just like Farrakhan said. I learned a lot listening to that man speak. It's like he said, come have a seat with me. No, you rather go, talk to somebody that you have the power over because you signed in checks and they got a yes, sir, no, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or you get fired. You know what I'm saying? So to say.
Yeah.
And it's like, what can Kyrie do besides retire, go to another team? They putting a shadow over this man's career, and all he did was share a freaking post. If you don't see where the power lies and where it always lies and always will, I don't know what else to say. Now, like I said, if you have a better idea than just saying, okay, this is what it is, I'm all ears. But I sat back today and just thought about this, man. I thought about this all day, like, man, what can we do? What can we do? I don't know.
Well, first of all, you have to think. You have to think and start a process within yourself. The Zamir was upset because one of the men that was running for governor wanted to legalize weed. And he thought that was just awful. I said, do you know who's making the money from the weed? You know how many black people are locked up because of weed, whether it was a little amount or a small amount. He had no idea. He just thought weed is bad. I said the people that are making the money off weed have started plantations. They got farms. They're growing it. They walk around in suits and briefcases.
Yep.
There was a sister that brought that up a few years ago, you know, and he didn't understand why the governor wanted the guy that was running for governor wanted to legalize it. He didn't understand why Joe Biden wants to legalize it. But they're looking for votes, and
Right.
we know where the liquor comes from, where the weed comes from, where the guns come from. You know, the violence in the black neighborhoods, and we didn't make any of it.
Right.
So it's like we've got to think of a process to get from under that. That's what I was talking about as far as elbows, knees, and toes. Now, it was a joke that my mother used to tell about women were supposed to take care of those 3 parts of their body. Good. Elbows, knees, and toes. Rusty. But if every time you turn around, you're doing something to numb the pain, drink, smoke, inject, or whatever, you're using your arm wrong. Yeah, you are. You're helping feed them, because we're not manufacturing that. I doubt if Snoop has, with all the weed he's supposed to be supplying and smoking every day, I doubt very seriously if he's got a plantation that he's got Mexicans, harvesting for him. Where is he getting it from? Right. And then people are always on their knees begging for something instead of trying to do for themselves. And toes, everybody got to have 10 toes down. You got to have your feet to make a step, to walk. And so, I took that old thing from my mother, elbows, knees, and toes, and turned it into something that worked for my thinking process, right, for me.
Right.
And I don't know if anybody else can relate to it or, apply it, but that's what gets me started. I'm ready to see some action. I'm ready to see some movement, something positive.
But and I want to just switch over to Kanye. Okay. He said a lot of things that some people just didn't like, some people didn't agree with, but he said some things that made a lot of damn sense too. And then Port City got a video on his page. If y'all haven't subscribed to his channel, make sure you do that. It was this guy, I can't remember his name, he's a white guy. He threatened Kanye. You know what I'm saying, I can't remember exact words, but pretty much it was like, we'll put you back in that state of mind where you'll never see your kids. Pretty much make him a zombie. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. And it was crazy. It's like, he was like, keep talking is pretty much what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? And then, but what do you do when 9 times out of 10 as a Jew that run the record labels, 9 times out of 10 a Jew own the NBA, 9 times out of 10 it's a Jew that own all major sports. And what do we own? Nothing. It's like it was set up for us to stay right where the fuck we at. You know what I'm saying? When you was bringing up, buying liquor to numb the pain, or smoking weed to numb the pain. It's like my homie B1 said, why don't we goddamn start buying owning grocery stores? Why nobody don't own a gas station? Us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's a good idea, but I don't know. We are the number 1 consumers in the world, and I used to say the same thing. Okay, we got to hit their pockets. How? Stop buying their shit. Come on, man. They print up the goddamn money too.
Yeah.
I know it don't work that way in the sense of they can just keep. No, I know it don't work that way, but if you don't start, feeding them, then prices are gonna rise, right?
Yes. And then with Kanye was doing a lot of things, but it wasn't geared toward us. The clothes that he was manufacturing and the shoes that he was manufacturing, most ordinary people couldn't afford to buy.
Thank you.
And I remember the first run he had at it, the clothes were real shabby looking, looked like slave clothes.
Yes.
That it just like it. Yeah. So he was making money for himself, but he wasn't doing anything for the community. Now he needs the community support.
Thank you. Preach. Preach. Yes, I'm glad you said it because that was what I was gonna say. Like, if you're for your people, man, hey, be like Shaq, man. Put your shoes on Walmart. Shaq had shoes on Walmart.
That's right. And one. They call and one.
Yeah. I understand, as an entrepreneur, you want to maximize your revenue. Well, dude, you was a billionaire. Like, damn. Oh, and you got to think about it. When you're spending money, you really, of course, you're going to be paying for quality, but you're also paying for a name. You're paying for the brand.
Yes.
And that's why they put these brands in our face. You know what I'm saying? And when blacks start to, become entrepreneurs and start selling their own products, the prices be so goddamn high. And what I'm thinking is, even as the owner of, your brand or whatever, your clothing line, who printing that shit up? Do you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go through somebody to get the material, everything. And I'm pretty sure that shit is costly. So you have to raise your damn prices. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like the system is built for us to stay right here, right? What you gonna do?
Well, he got knocked down a peg or two.
Absolutely. So I don't know. One thing that I thought about, because I just feel like as a grown man, as a grown woman, we've lived either half or majority of our life. So right now we have to find a way to get the youth on board. You know what I'm saying? How can we at least try so they can have a little bit better of a life than what we're dealing with now? And it starts with education. You know what I'm saying? United States, they send money everywhere. They send money every goddamn well, but they won't give us our reparations. Okay, I don't think that ever gonna happen. But why not invest in schools in the areas where it's low income? Let everybody have the same freaking opportunity to get an education. And for those people who can't afford to go to school or college, come on, help them out. Invest in the goddamn future. Why you think China's them people smart as shit? Because they invest in their future, so they'll continue to be a strong country. We don't.
Same with the Japanese. With the Japanese.
Yep.
Yeah. They start them early, almost from birth. They're teaching them something. But most people here in America working 2 or 3 jobs, trying to make ends meet. So the child is left with somebody else or someplace else. And then depending on the laws and the state you're in, They might get a good school. They might get a good daycare. Yeah, but daycare centers are dangerous now too. Children are dying in daycare centers.
Absolutely. Really.
Children are being killed by their parents. It's like a madhouse. It's a madhouse.
Right.
And so where they're gonna put the money at?
Miss Harris, she got a comment which I got on the screen, says, how did Martin Luther King get black people on the front of the bus? Hit them in their pockets. And I'm glad you brought that up. But what happened to him? That's the point I'm trying to make. It's a system. Like, you see what they just did to GMJ.
Yeah.
If we start making headway, whether it's a little bit or a lot, oh no, we got to get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? So you got one black man sacrifice his life, another black man sacrifice his life. Boom, they done knock them off.
Mm-hmm.
The next man, you think he gonna want to get up there and get knocked off too? That's why I got a lot of respect for GMJ, because he's fearless.
Yeah.
That's why I love Farrakhan. That dude, he'll tell you, you mess with me, you messing with God. Love that man.
Yes, me too. Me too. Yeah. And it's a good reminder every once in a while about what he taught, you know, what I learned, how it made me feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now, it's like the middle schoolers are being fed negative information about Martin Luther King. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't deny what they were talking about. But I told them, that's just to keep you from thinking about what he did, the things that you know, the purpose that he had. They always got people down. Just like Jay, they were talking about him being a wife beater, and you know, he got discharged from the army, and just all this old negative stuff, old chicken head stuff.
But you know, they talked about God, you know, so you know, you gotta expect for it to happen to you. Who are you? And they did it to him. Ms. Harris said, are we willing to sacrifice? That's what it will take to make a change. You think so?
Yes, I believe that.
You think so?
But everybody's not willing to sacrifice. Everybody's not willing to put their neck out there. Everybody's not wanting to be heard. They don't want anybody coming to their door.
How many black leaders have we lost because they stuck their neck out there? Every last one of them.
That's right. Too many.
Every last one of them. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Peace, brother. I'm just hanging on.
It's like, that's why I said it's hard to beat the system, man. You can't say every black man is scared to sacrifice, because we done had several. But what have we gotten from it? We got the proof that it's damn near impossible to beat this system. Because if you, like I said, you make headway, they're gonna find a way to get rid of you. You know?
Yeah.
You're speaking of a system. That's what we need.
Bingo.
We need to begin to develop a system. Our people. We are the biggest consumer of everything, but we don't produce anything. We don't manufacture. We don't distribute. We don't have an ally out there where we can have import, export to grow business. No, I don't want to make this a coot bar, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
But that's what's needed. We need to find ways to begin to build a system of ours, even here.
Ooh,
a government within a government, a government within a government, ours.
Let me ask you a question now, because GMJ, I think.
Oh, that's our brother.
But
That's
you know,
our brother. Don't
we
you
know
know? We got to support him. I'm not cutting you off, brother, but we got to support him. He didn't just fall off no turnip truck and develop an idea of his own.
absolutely.
He's God's soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me now. Believe that. Believe
We
now.
know.
Wait, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna cut you off. I'm sorry.
You good, you good. We know what his plans was. And going back to what you just said, develop a system over here. Man, that's damn near gonna be impossible. I think the plan that he had and probably still gonna have, because he gonna develop soldiers right there where he at until you get out of there.
No question. No question.
I think that's the best plan he could have came up with, because if we get the fuck on, who gonna stop us? Right now, we're within a system, but you say we should build a system. I think that's what he was trying to do, and they know that shit.
He's part of it, yes, a big part. But you see, we have the capable people in positions today that contribute to their system, a system that is oppressing us.
Absolutely.
And see, you mentioned something about sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a need for it, and there has to be a willingness for us to work together. We were given a disease, we were given a sickness to self-destruct and to destruct each other. We have to cure that. The cure is there. We have to take it. Now, I'm talking about our nature, our natural self. Who are we? Who are you? Who's that in the mirror? Mike said, start with that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man,
our true nature. Who are we? We are who we were. They didn't bring no niggas here. They didn't bring no Negroes here. They were the people that could build. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No. Hey, I can tell who you studied too. I can tell who
you get a little excited. Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Yes. They brought over architects, engineers, agriculturists, everything that they could get. And they got us here and dumbed us down and gave us the name nigger. They didn't bring no niggas here. They created them here. And we're still stuck on that. Yes.
Dar said here, I believe that's in New York, they have a midwinter recess in February for 2 weeks. She said, my guess, so they don't have to teach Black history. We never had that. My two older sons didn't either. Yeah, they definitely, oh man, just like you were speaking earlier, Ron, a lot of things that we should know about our people. They gonna hide it from you. They don't want us to know the truth.
It was like we didn't exist.
Right.
There was no Black History Month. There was no Hispanic month, you know, but they've always had St. Patrick's Day. They got Easter, and that's about sex.
Yep. I found that out in their life.
Yeah.
And Christmas, we're worshiping a evil devil that would kill righteous people.
Yes, Christmas and the tree. That was the tree. The tree was created to celebrate the life of, what was his name?
Nimrod.
Yes. And he had an incestuous relationship with his mother.
And the dawning of the tree were the wealth and riches that they stole from us.
Wow.
But see, the Nation of Islam has been teaching all that. They've been teaching all that. And I don't know what happened. I guess it was like an appeasement for Black History Month. And they're not really teaching anything. It's the same old names, you know. It's the same people. They don't say who the inventors are, because they took most of the patents from the inventions that were done. Or it was so hidden under so much paperwork and bogged down by so much we didn't know. So it was a shock when the little bit of it started coming out. But why we gotta have a month?
Right.
And then there's Kwanzaa at Christmas time. That's in competition with Christmas. We shouldn't have to be competing with something that's pagan.
Absolutely. And it's just
That's
it's
not
just
even
like,
our own. Go ahead.
it's everything that we try to create for us, for far as like a movement, like the Black Lives Matter. They infiltrated.
Yes,
You can't tell me that shit haven't been infiltrated.
that's right.
Because they know the final goal or what our goal is, and they can't allow it. They can't look. Like who the lady is. I can't remember. Oh, it's a guy. It's a guy I read up on. Say we're not living up under a democracy. We're living up under white supremacy. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And it's
White
been like
extremism. They ain't supremacy. They ain't supreme to nothing.
What's going on, Blue Devil? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Well, I mean, I understand why you say that, because just like the minister said, I ain't bowing down to you. I understand that and I respect that.
Everybody should have heard that lecture. Everybody should hear what he had to say, what they're doing to Kyrie and Ye.
But you know what? Minister Farrakhan's been banned from social media.
Yep.
So is his people are putting his lectures out.
And I applaud you for putting that one out, brother. That one was powerful.
Yes, Lord. Port City told me that because I wasn't. That's the only reason I did it for my members, because I didn't know if because I know he got it on his site or whatnot. And I'm saying, like, I don't want to put it out there if he don't want it. It's like I know how certain things go. You gotta be in some type of code. So I just did it to a smaller group of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did the right thing. That was the right thing to do with that.
But so what I did, I just, when I talked to Port City, he was like, "Yeah, he's banned from social media. He won't his people to share his words because he can't do it. The same goddamn thing they did to who? GMJ.
Yep.
The same damn thing,
brother. We have to deal with our enemy today. See, we've gone through a history of oppression and destruction, murder, everything, every evil that you can name has been committed on us by our enemy.
Absolutely.
That's all he's been, and that's all he'll ever be. We have to begin to do for self. The best educated of us, the wealthy of us. Who are you? We have to unite. Sacrifices have been made. The cemetery and the penitentiary is full of them.
Yes. Well, I want to play something. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. I want to play about 2 or 3 minutes of it. I'm gonna get into the meat of it. So y'all check this out, man. Y'all check this out, man. Just in case y'all haven't seen it, this is Minister Farrakhan, man. He got something to say, man. Check this out.
Greetings to you. I am Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan, National Representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I am speaking this morning to you on behalf of my teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I am sure that my teacher, who is presently on the wheel, these unidentified by others flying objects that are present in this world to bring about the judgment of God. I am sure my teacher is deeply concerned about what is happening in Black America today, that is put two of our young men, one, a great basketball player, Kyrie Irving, and another brother who is called a rapper, but he's so much more than that. Brother Ye, and the controversy that is swirling around these two men that is causing, unfortunately, division among a people that can least afford to be broken more apart because of misunderstanding and, unfortunately, parts of ignorance, that we don't see the enemy who is working 100% to bring bloodshed about among us because of the serious nature of what is happening, that is causing them, the enemy, to use his influence on those of us who are on his payroll, and those of us who have been blessed to be connected to them. Could be a blessing, but it also can be a cursing. Because once the enemy puts his talons into you, he's reaching for your mind, but more than that, he's reaching for your soul to empty us and make us weak when we could be strong, and doing his bidding rather than manifesting the great love that God wants us to show toward one another. I'd like to start with Brother Kyrie. What did he do wrong? What did he do? He's searching for the knowledge of himself. He's searching to know who he is, who he belongs to. What is his root in this world? And some of you that are persecuting him are the very ones that took away from him and from us the knowledge of self. You took our language, you took our culture, you took our history, you took our minds and inserted your mind into our mind through your systems. And now God has come to lift us from this terrible condition that you have placed us in. So he saw a movie. He didn't write the movie. He wasn't the producer of the movie. He wasn't the director of the movie. Somebody told him that there was a movie titled From Hebrews to Negroes. That's an interesting title, because many of our people don't know anything about being a Hebrew. We know that we passed through something called Negro, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that means someone dead, lifeless, hard, neutral. We didn't name ourselves a Negro. They named us that because they put us in the condition that that name represents. Kyrie and Ye and all of you now that are involved in the conversation, could you just step back a moment and let's reason together? He saw the movie because of all of the anger and dislike and breaking apart. I said, let me see this movie. And I and my wife and my family, we watched the movie the other night. It was well researched. The people that did it, they had a purpose. The purpose of those people was to show us how we got from Hebrew to Negro. As I watched that, I could see my brother. He's not thinking about hating somebody. He's thinking about learning more about himself, because we are tired of being what others have made us. We must become ourselves again. And he was interested in that journey, and I can listen to him and I can see him and I can see that's the journey that he's on. He's not trying to hurt the Nets. He's not trying to hurt the brothers that are playing ball with him. But he is trying to be true to himself. The greatest teaching of the God who came to find us and save us, he said, accept your own and be yourself.
I just want to pause it right there, because hold on, because the thing is, it's just like he said, he's trying to find who he is, and what they will do is try to hide it from us. And they've been doing it from day one. They're doing it today. This is what we're seeing. The system.
And not to cut you off, but that's
Go ahead,
what they are afraid of.
Exactly.
Because we are who we are.
Yeah. They banned GMJ. They banned Minister Farrakhan. So just imagine if they broke through some kind of way to reach the masses and we start seeing progress in Black America, you know what's coming next. But to be honest with you, and I might be overstepping my boundaries by saying this, I think he put fear in them. If you go back to what that flood was and what it was in Mississippi, was that 93? Man, did he call that or what? That's the man. Go ahead.
He's been telling us to watch the weather anyway.
Yep.
The punishment. He was saying not to get on planes, not to go in large groups of white people, not to go amongst large groups of white people, because there's no telling what might happen. And look what's happening. Look what's manifested.
Hey.
Planes dropping out the sky. The pilots going on strike. Last year, Texas had the snowstorm. People was almost burning down their houses trying to get heat.
And
you had to go old school.
And from what I'm hearing, because I learn every day. Thank God I got some smart, intelligent brothers around me. They have this machine. I can't think of the name of it right now. I think it's called. Start with an A or something that can create weather.
Seeding the clouds. Yes, they do.
So it's just like these people are trying to play God.
They want us to think they are.
But just look at the chat, though. Just look at the chat. This is the problem with us. I wanted to thank for all 6 of y'all for being here. That's the problem. I told you at the very beginning of this live, it starts with us.
That's right.
But people would rather go where somebody is laughing at somebody else's pain instead of trying to build us. Like you said, Linus, the world is upside down. Now, what I was getting to earlier, and I don't know if you agree with this or not, but in Revelations, we know what it says. The world is gonna go crazy pretty much. I ain't gotta go into details of all the things that's gonna happen because you can read the Bible and find out for yourself. But if that's gonna be the outcome before he comes back, what are we hoping for to change?
Who are you speaking of, brother, when you say he comes back?
The Most High.
And are you referring to the Creator?
The Creator, right.
His presence is always present.
Yeah, he's omnipresent, absolutely.
Yes. He hasn't left anywhere to be anywhere else. His servants and his messengers come and go. I'm not proselytizing. They say Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the last prophet. We don't need any more prophets. I accept that and I believe that.
Okay.
Jesus was a messenger and a prophet. God didn't have no son. He created the human being from dirt, water, earth, and breathed of himself into his creation. Ruh is what it's called. And brought his creation to life. He didn't need a womb. He didn't need a woman. He says, be, and it is. That's the Creator, brother. And he exists. Believe it or believe it not. Take it or let it alone. I'm not proselytizing and I'm not trying to convert anybody. Because God says, "O ye who believe," and he's speaking to all the worshipers, whether they are Christians, Jews, Hindus, Sabians, Muslims, Rosicrucians. He's speaking to all ye who believe. People claim to believe until they are tried and tested, and then you see what's really there. That's what we have to do. We have to embrace our nature. We have to nurture our soul. The soul is going to answer for you. We haven't been taught how to nurture our soul. The other part of us, who you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go look into that, because you just said something totally different. I'm just that type of person. I don't doubt what you say, but I don't. You can't piss on my head and say it's raining. I always got to go look for my.
I love for folks to research the truth. Yes, sir. That's what they don't want us to have. They took that from us. Absolutely. They don't know nothing. And the one who thinks he knows everything don't know a damn thing.
That's a wise man. A wise man know he don't know everything.
Come and tell him who's coming back. Say what now? Come and tell him who's coming back. Oh. Yes.
He's already been here. He's already raised us with a message and a messenger. And I'm not, like I say, I'm not trying to recruit anybody, but it's in scripture. If they read it, it's in scripture. What is Malachi? My messenger. And in the original writing, the Creator said he would change the hearts of the fathers to the sons, and the hearts of the sons to the fathers, lest he smite the earth with a curse. Now they changed the scripture and said children. The relationship between a man and children is not the same as a man and his son. We've gotten the message, brother. God says, oh, he's going to send his messenger, and he called his name Elijah. His messenger's been here. Hey. And he gave the message. We didn't heed it. Some of us still push against it.
True. Well, the thing is, what you're saying, I think, is why a lot of people today question what has been taught over decades. Think about this now. Think about it.
Hey, that's the truth. You just said the truth.
And you got to think about it. Man created religion. God didn't create religion.
That's right.
So if you have all these different religions, which there's only one God, and you study this religion, which I have to say it, and you study this religion, there's a different teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just spoke of what I've been taught, and you said something different. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, dang. I think that's gonna cause some people to stop believing. You got those 5%ers, and I ain't saying nothing bad about them. I was messing with Port City. I said, to me, those people just straddling the fence because.
But they got their teaching from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching.
You didn't know that?
I did not.
They separated from the Nation of Islam because of the discipline that was required.
Wow.
And you see a 5%er, most of them, they used to be sucking on old English and blunts, but they had that knowledge. See, they didn't have the discipline. They had a dress code. They was all wearing Timbs, white t-shirts, and sagging jeans. but they got that from the Nation of Islam. And then you had groups that would try to infiltrate the gods and earths. The earths were sent into groups to get the information and the lessons that the god bodies hadn't gotten. So they were still trying to get that. So there's a lot of history it's like almost like common sense, but it's not. But for some people, it's common knowledge. 5%ers started from a brother called Clarence 13X. And he wanted to have his own little group. They became the 5%ers. So, but so everybody's got some of that knowledge in them. But how are they applying it? That's the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna play this song. We're gonna come back for final thoughts. I think I prefer to do this with my members because I just think you guys appreciate it more. But we'll be back. Get your final thoughts together.
Why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything. There's a social contract that we all have, that if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken. You broke the contract.
Body to be global.
really enjoy doing these lives. And I actually asked Lioness to see what you was doing, and I'm glad you're here, man, because I wanted you actually to be a guest on my panel, man. So I appreciate you for coming in, man. I really did.
Yes.
So
Alhamdulillah. Praise God. Thank you, brother. Praise God.
no problem. So we're gonna go ahead and get our final thoughts in, and Linus, you and your man, y'all got the flow.
Well, first thing I'm gonna say is when you get a chance, you put on your network, play "Go Up Moses" by Roberta Flack.
Okay. All right.
I like that song. That was appropriate. Got to go hard, and and I can't think of anything to say other than I hope nobody was offended by anything that I said
or me.
And I like coming up and keeping you company. I wish more people would go hard and come up and say what they've got to say. I'd gotten to the point where I didn't want to come up because it was like I was running people off. There'd be people in the chat and then speaking to everybody and nobody would speak to me. And it's like, that doesn't bother me anymore. After listening to Minister Farrakhan and not worrying about what people think about you, how they feel about you, as long as I speak the truth, I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
Right.
And like I said, I appreciate being able to come up and tell my truth, and hope nobody was offended. So I'm gonna give it to him now.
All right.
Let him close out.
I just want to say that have communicate and unify and work together for the betterment, for the benefit and the growth of us as a people, being who we are, proselytizing. Oh, ye be is not important to me what your faith is, it's who you are. That's more important than anything else. And you want for your brother what you want for yourself, and sister what you want for yourself. We have to develop that system. We have to begin to love, real love. I ain't talking about none of that hoochie coochie and smoochy smoochy and all that other stuff. Love what's in you. Put them guns down. Stop pointing them and shooting them at each other. For what? You're not accomplishing anything, and you're doing the devil's work, destroying yourself. So let's get it on. The right thing. Peace.
Okay, thank you, boss man. And I'm gonna drop down to the chat and listen to your final thoughts. Okay.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Salute. One love. It's like you said, Ms. Harris, in the chat. It's always a great time with like-minded people. And this is a part of, I feel like a part of the push is getting more people to see what's in front of us. Can't look backwards no more. We know what happened there. I feel like if you love your kids, you love yourself, for one, you understand life is short. So why not try to live it in some type of peace, even with the odds against you? We understand everybody's not going to ride this boat with us. That's why God said the wicked can't come. And they will always stay behind. Because the reason why Satan is the prince of air, the God of the world, it's not because he owns the world. It's the non-believers and the wicked. You don't have to believe in everything I said, believe in everything Sadiq said, Lonnie said. Go do your own research. Go find your truth. Like Kyrie was doing, man. Don't let nobody diss what you believe. I said that in a song. God looks at the heart. Man looks at the outer appearance. No, there's not a perfect soul on this earth. We know that. But at the end of the day, we all know right from wrong. So you have people who try to make what they read fit their way of living. Ain't gonna last long. They're trying to create their own narrative in life. They're not trying to even get the truth. They're not trying to see what's real. They want to live life how they want to live it. So whatever they read, whatever they research, they're going to create what they want out of what they read. That ain't how it work, people. That ain't how it work. Like my brother said, man, we got to love each other. I ain't got no hate for nobody at all. God say, bring your gifts to the altar. Because you ain't getting in them gates until you do. Hug yourself. Love yourself. Stay vigilant. Go hard. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Keep your head on a swivel. This is all about Black Royalty. BSM Volume 3 in stores, man. Y'all go copy. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, it's for all us, man. Black Royalty. One time. Black mom, black royalty. My woman spoiled me. She on that conscious tip like floor G. Pull up, she know it's me. My beats loud, but my conscience louder. No doubt about it. Black royalty, that's why I'm styling. FBA shit. Black mom, black royalty. My woman spoiled me. She on that conscious tip like floor G. Pull up, she know it's me. My beats loud, but my conscience louder. No doubt about it. Black royalty, that's why I'm styling. 5%ers.
I'm all black. My style is like I'm classy wildin'. I'm on point and I'm sharp. Don't you pass me styling. All my queens in my gardens, I embrace the island. And the streets are a jungle, I relate to tribesmen. My melanin turned man to many felon men. Or did the skin turn felon from the hell I'm in? I'm in my wise years with every thought a different idea. I make it live here, no murders or nobody die here. I'm on my peace shit with every plate a different feast. Or like it's grease on the table, everybody eats. My black culture is the beast like a black vulture. But we don't exercise the drill, call it black culture.
I'm tired of telling you niggas I'm not the one you wanna play with. Kicking it with the cheese and king. You only got beat to offer you a Burger King. Get the fuck on and get the fuck out. I got gladiators in my radius. Nigga, the world, we want it, we taking it. In the presence of the greatest rap group in the world. The real nigga ain't no faking it. Black hat, black shirt, black pants, black boots. Respect, loyalty, BSM, black royalty. Over everything like an airplane. Over all y'all, by the ball hog. Taking everything back black, oh you own that, and we want that. No Castro, still a king. No Martin Luther, still a king. I had a dream, we got a dream, you got a dream, they got a dream, she got a dream, he got a dream, 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 dream.
Black royalty,
doing black things with a black queen.
Black mob, black royalty. My woman spoiled me. She on that conscious tip like Floyd Tree. Pull up, she know it's me. My beats loud, but my conscience louder. No doubt about it. Black royalty, that's why I'm styling. Nation of Islam. Black mob, black royalty. My woman spoiled me. She on that conscious tip like Floyd Tree. Pull up, she know it's me. My beats loud, but my conscience louder. No doubt about it. Black royalty, that's why I'm styling. NFAC.
I'm for my people pimping, don't you doubt it. Some niggas, they just talk about it. See an issue, but do nothing about it. Can't let them clown us. Pimp our people drowning. They try to reach around us. It's hunting season, see they try to mount us. They black and brown us. If you ain't for us, we don't want them around us. They try to treat a nigga like a bunch of out of towners. The country was built off the back of our ancestors. The pimpin' that's time investor. We cannot deal with the regular disrespect. It's simple, it's off with your neck. So how can we fight for the country? No, well, you owe us some money. So give us the country, let my niggas run it. You think that I'm joking, this shit is not funny. So stack up the honey and keep your little abundance, cause we do not want it. I'm giving you real, this not a persona. We taking the block and we taking the coma. We back in this bitch, so just know that we own it.
I'm knowledge, she wisdom. We bring forth understanding. My gravity, it pulls and spin her on her axis. I shine, she glow. See, that's supreme mathematics. She use my light and give birth to life. I call that balance. The foundation we is. Without us, they can't live. My ride or die right on my damn side. I gave up a rib. Look how she upgrade from mud hut to pyramids. Our best creation was the black race. Look at our kids. I'm so goddamn proud of us. Even though our children bad as fuck, they getting smart, wising up. Eyes squinting, almost snoring. Look at them waking up. Royalty, you are to get your crown, you must stand up.
Black mob, black royalty. My woman spoiled me. She on that conscious tip like Floyd Tree. Pull up, she know it's me. My beats loud, but my conscience louder. No doubt about it. Black royalty, that's why I'm styling. Black Panther Party. Black mob, black royalty. My woman spoiled me. She on that conscious tip like Floyd Tree. Pull up, she know it's me. My beats loud, but my conscience louder. No doubt about it. Black royalty, that's why I'm styling. ADOS. Yeah, man, it's for all us, man. Every group, every lineage. You know